Alright, so I'm back again with another video. This time I'm going to do a video on B.Howard, Brandon Howard. I had actually done a reading on Mickey Howard, and it took a turn. Like the whole reading basically took a turn to talk about Brandon. So everything is alleged. I just want to see what's going on with that. Last card we got out at the last time was not Get Out, but Time to Go. Then we also got the Chariot as well. So we just want to take a minute to check in what wants to come out concerning Brandon at this time. It's alleged that he is Michael's son. What wants to come out at this time? Why it's time to go there? Okay. Never Ending Story in the reverse. We have Mending in the reverse. This card, upright, is normally about things that aren't true. So seeing that card in reverse is interesting, to say the least. Okay, I think I'm gonna go here. What else? Here we have the Ankh reversed. Okay, the Tree. The Bear reversed. The Snake. The Sun. The Moon. Wow, the Sun and the Moon. The Heart. Crossroads. Fish. The Tower. The Mice. And the Black Fox. Mice and the Black Fox together, the Mountain. So yeah, he's definitely facing obstacles at this time. I would say, especially with this Mice and the Black Fox together, I'm gonna just read y'all those cards. I mean, you can imagine what these are about, especially with the snake up here too, but I'm gonna read you the Mice, and I'm gonna read you this Black Fox. All right, I'm gonna give you this Black Fox right quick, and also notice with these, the number matters. See, this is the number 14. I think in the Mickey Howard reading, I mentioned 14 years, something like that. Um, but anyway, it says when the day is over, everything is done, and everything is done. The ultimate goal of the fox is success for himself and his family. Being both smart and cunning, this card generally applies to our day-to-day grind to make ends meet. Even with good intentions, the reality is that sometimes you have to be clever to get ahead. Translated is possibly mean a workaholic. The person of the fox, unfortunately, may not be trustworthy because it's all about their own advancement, not yours. They may use trickery and traps, so stay alert. Know that you deserve to thrive just as much as they do, for in the wild, it is survival of the fittest. Be prepared. It said if it's career, this card can represent a traditional day to day job and the shady behavior that can take place in the workplace. A backstabbing situation may be approaching. Stay alert. If it's about your health, if you've been recently checked out, get a second opinion. Like I said, the last reading I did on B.Howard, I got time to go and the chariot. Okay. So think about that here. Also the mice. Let me pull up the mice. Mice are terrible menaces and masters of disease. When you're not looking, they can quickly destroy, steal, and infect everything for their own benefit and your harm. We all know some mice. They can be a thief, liar, or master manipulator. It can also point to deterioration of some sort. But understand you know the root of this loss and you can rid yourself of this infestation should you choose to and heal or save what you can. The mice in your life can also be things that gnaw away at your confidence and your peace of mind. They keep you up at night with worry, sadness, anxiety, and depression. These thoughts are an infection of stress that can multiply like rats and are hard to rid yourself of. But you can exterminate these pesky mice from your life. All it takes is a little courage, acknowledgement, and a plan. It said if it's career, you may be hustling about in a stressful work situation or a purely exhausting job. This can also indicate loss. Think about it though. Is this truly a healthy work environment for you anyway? Heal from the situation and move on. Just these two cards alone, guys. I might as well pull up the snake too. The snake is 7 days, 7 months, 7 years, by the way. So just keep that in mind. The snake is captivating. Its beautiful, graceful movements are often deceptive, dangerous, and distracting. Not every snake will kill you, but don't underestimate that even a small bite might sting quite a bit. Beyond those seemingly harmless creatures, there may be hidden snakes that maliciously prey on innocence, ignorance, and desires in the worst ways. Those are the ones in the grass we must be mindful of. So stay alert and never get cornered. At this time, both flexibility and agility will be necessary to outsmart this trickster. At the same time, we must give the snake credit where credit is due. To be able to deceive well, you must be smart. The snake is an omen of wisdom and guidance as it offers the aura of forbidden truths. There are times when the snake card isn't about deception and danger, but rather about simply disclosing something hidden. You may not like it, but it is the truth. Stay flexible in both thought and action. If it's in career, someone is working against you. Pay attention. At times, a hug can suffocate you on purpose. Guys, we have 3 cards of this. We see the sun and the moon. I find that interesting. There's a crossroads taking place. It's like a decision has to be made of some sort. The tower can talk about isolation, but it can also talk about legal problems, legal issues. I said something in the last reading that I kept picking up something about the money, and also the fish here is the fish talk about abundance and money as well, long term thinking. So there may be something with, excuse me, abundance, money, long term issues, legal issues, but definitely a dangerous situation. The tree here is deeply rooted. There's something along the lines of this will remind me of family. But the Ankh in reverse plus the bear in reverse. The Ankh usually talks about being able to move forward. This is like a higher vibration, right? But you have this in reverse and you see all this negative energy. I'm trying to think about what I believe with that sun and moon card. I pay attention at the bottom. Okay, so we have break free in reverse, grounding and connect, create. So you're being asked to connect with others in meaningful ways. Sometimes it's helpful to get a new perspective and simply be around other people. You are in need of this right now. Deep connection will benefit you in many ways. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I feel like this is saying everything is alleged, but it feels like he needs to come out of whatever secrecy he's under. Because it might have been a situation that at one time it was protective for him to be under the radar, but now it's not. That's why this grounding card is here too. It says you're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head. It's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy centering. The centering feeling it brings. It's like saying you need to connect with the reality of the situation, whatever the reality is. I don't know if the sun and the moon is the mother and the father. They came out, notice how they came out side by side. I had the Emperor and the Empress come out in the last reading with Mickey, actually, too. Sugar coated, sweet words, hidden sting, avoiding the real issue, too good to be true, read between the lines. Power couple in the reverse, intuition, friend zone reverse. This came out in reverse the last reading. Reconciliation, unbothered, energy vampires, main character energy, social media mask. Mm. I mean, in this case, he may be the main character. He may be the unbothered one, but there's vampires in the situation, and he definitely doesn't have any friends right now. Um, and I'm not talking about like daily acquaintances. I'm talking about in whatever serious situation he could allegedly be in. I said that a co-executor of the estate had passed on, so that power couple in reverse might be that. This reconciliation says something like heart to heart talk, owning mistakes, choosing to rebuild, new rules, same souls. I think this is saying what I'm saying here is he might have to speak up. Y'all, we coming into Aquarius as the North Node. Um, this is not the time now for all of this. See, we're past the point now where something can go on for 50 years as like a secret or something like that, and it just gets swept under the rug, and it'll just be speculation forever and all this stuff, right? It's almost like things are being forced to be exposed. And I think this has something to do also, not only with the movement into Aquarius, but also I think this is ancestral. This is why that Nolan Wells case, I believe, is going to be exposed as well. Let me see what else is coming out with the Hoodoo deck. We have the Hierophant. That's like a spiritual authority, really. It can be like status quo and all of that, but it can definitely be like higher authority in like a almost religious way. Five of Cups, the Magician reverse. Yeah, I think this is saying exactly what I'm saying. This Five of Cups is loss. That's grief and loss. What happened to Nolan? And there's several people actually they're saying that this has happened to several 18-year-olds, almost like back to back. This was going on, this grief and loss of life. And the Hierophant, like I said, is like higher authority, but I also feel like this is talking about the ancestors' spiritual justice. The Magician is in reverse. I feel like this is saying the same tricks will not work. I'm gonna look more deeply into the Hierophant to see if there's anything else I feel like is adding to the definition. So in this book, they say they started off with a Bible verse that says, "So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him is sin." No, I'm sorry, James chapter 4, verse 17. Listen to this also. It says the image. The card combines Bishop Mason's iconic photo with an interpretation of what his spiritual baptism looked like. He said this about the moment the Holy Spirit visited him. So when he had gotten me straight on my feet, there came a light which enveloped my entire being above the brightness of the sun. When I was opened, when I opened my mouth to say glory, a flame touched my tongue, which ran down me. My language changed, and no word could I speak in my own tongue. Oh, I was filled with the glory of the Lord. My soul was then satisfied. Notice how it talks about him speaking. Okay, the meaning. This gives us some further insight. It says when you receive Bishop C.H. Mason in a reading, you are being asked to humble yourself and trust the teachers, guides, and elders of your community. This is no easy task in an age when no one wants to be told what to do, and authorities of all types are subject to deep suspicion and outright hatred. This is especially true if said authorities are representative of so-called organized religions. While there is excellent reason to be skeptical of anyone attempting to usurp our agency, we should not allow paranoia to become so crystallized in our consciousness that we end up throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It says the bishop asks that you recognize the importance of group cohesion, cooperation, submission, temperance, and conservatism regarding the matter at hand. This is most likely not the best time to do you. Yeah, well, this is what I keep saying here. It seems like he has to tap into the support of the larger community at this time. This is what it seems like to me. Yeah, look at that leg up. Yeah, we have serendipity to the sea, breathe. Notice all this water and timing. Yeah, conflict and chaos. What else? The fates. What else? Why in reverse. Go the distance in reverse. I think this is talking about Nolan. Come to the edge, reverse. To be fair. Yeah, there's going to be justice. Imagine. Yeah, this is spiritual and there's going to be justice. And it may be a situation where he has to speak up. I feel like the ancestors now are not interested in secrecy because they want him to have what he's supposed to have if allegedly he's the son. But obviously, it's some people that don't want him to have it because those cards was rough. That came out. All right, I need a card to close this out. What else on this? All right, so I got two cards: the book and the birds. Yeah, the cross. Yeah, it's definitely a burden. This is heavy right now. This makes me think about the ancestors, the treatment of black people, period. All of that. But with the book, this is knowledge, and the birds are about talking, speaking up, conversation, gossip. So I think he's being directed to speak up. Everything is alleged. All right, I'm gonna leave this one here. Y'all have a good one.